Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to our live streaming event. I'm running a little bit late. Traffic was terrible on the 210, so I decided that since our new building has a heliport, I'd take a helicopter in this morning. Hold tight and I'll be right with you. All I gotta say is y'all are lucky that the security camera has been taken off the roof, because that was not a graceful dismount up there on the roof just now. But thank you all for joining us today for our live streaming event for PAC Expo 2020. And before we get started, I want to do some procedural work. First of all, we have Jez and Nicole manning both the PAC Expo chat as well as the Zoom chat. So please feel free at any time to start getting your questions in, and we'll take them all at the end. And second is, this is a big week for our military. I want to wish a big happy birthday to our Marine Corps. Our Marine Corps is older than the United States. Marine Corps was founded before the Declaration of Independence was signed. And then also, I want to wish all veterans a very glorious and respectful Veterans Day. If because of them, we are free, because they are brave. So we'll start a little bit with some of the other things that Winpak does before we get to the machine. As you see here, this is just a small sampling of some of the packaging types and packaging materials that Winpak supplies. So healthcare, pharma, institutional, single serve, patented 3-side seal, 4-side seal, fit-mented, bulk packaging. Then our other business units and locations produce semi-rigid cups, die-cut foil and non-foil lids, cup liner, as well as some of the things that we don't see here are meat trays for case-ready meats, as well as shrink bags. So I ask everybody, get out to our website, take a look at some of the things that Winpak does, www.winpak.com, and also look at our site. There's a lot of our PAC Expo site. There's a lot of collateral that's been uploaded about sustainability and innovation. So at this point, I'm gonna bring in Charlie Thrasher, one of our service technicians, and he's gonna go over some of the ergonomic features of the W-18. Thank you, Charlie. So really the heart and soul of this Winpak machine is the HMI. As you see, Charlie's navigated away from the main screen to the control screen, where we have virtual switches for multiple different options that the machines may have. In this case, this machine is a very basic model and doesn't have very many options. From there, he'll navigate to the setup screen. On the setup screen, we have all of our PLSs and virtual cams. This is all of the timing for speed of the machine, the on-off values of the different functions, pouch weight, and then also the fill cams. If we navigate down further, we get to this first heater screen, which shows all of the individual temperature control loops for front and rear side seals. And then we go to the cross seal heater screen, which has 4 control loops, 2 for the front, 2 for the rear. Unlike all Winpak machines, we have the machines that are recipe driven. So here, for all of your different SKUs, you can save all the critical parameters, name the recipe accordingly, and that way when you come back to that product next time, you'll be able to pull all those values forward and do a very quick and painless changeover. And then last, for the mechanics out there, we are able to show our input and output screens. So here Charlie's showing the inputs and outputs for the machine controller, and then we also are able to show the inputs and outputs for the onboard PLC for safety. So without further ado, we're going to turn it over to the real show and have Charlie start the machine up, and we'll show you how it operates. So, like all other Winpak machines that produce four-side seal packages, this machine uses 2 rolls of packaging material, one front, one rear. In this case, this is a high-performance foil packaging material from Winpak. It is required to give us the kind of barrier properties needed for something like high alcohol content hand sanitizer. The machine takes those 2 rolls of packaging material, brings them down to vertical seals where 12 tubes of packaging material are formed on the vertical seal. Those pouches then come down and to the stationary slitter. At the stationary slitter station, they're slit into 12 individual tubes. The pull wheels, which you see the orange rollers on camera, those continue to index the film downward. The film at that point is encapsulating 12 fill nozzles, which give us a very accurate volumetric dose of product. And then to the cross seal, which is the horizontal seal, it forms both the top and bottom of each package. And then they're indexed further to the cutoff knife, which separates that seal. So every cycle we're dropping 12 formed, filled, and sealed packages. In this case, this application, we're running 70 cycles per minute with 3 ml of alcohol-based hand sanitizer. In food applications such as ketchup, hot sauce, this machine will run well above 100 cycles per minute, as high as 115, which will net you a great deal of packages. And this is the highest performance machine in the marketplace for little unit dose packages of food products. Okay, Charlie. So as I said, Nicole and Jez have been monitoring our chat lines, and we're going to see if they have any questions for us.
Yes, Mark. First question, can we enlarge the presentation, the display, the HMI display? So I don't know if the cameraman can zoom into the display screen, and if they
Sure.
were asking if they can see some of the features.
Yeah, as we said, here there's an alarm screen. Currently there are no alarms on the machine. And then we come to the main screen, which you see here, emblazoned with the model of the machine, the Winpak logo and the Pack Expo logo. Then we come down to the control screen. As I said, at this point, this will be the home for all options that the machine has. This one is one of our more simple machines for this particular application, so very few options on the virtual screens here. Then we drop down to the setup screen. This is really where all of the critical values for the machine in operation, the machine speed, pouch length, the stroke for the pistons, all the on-off values for the different PLS, and the choice of fill cam and pull wheel cam. Side seal heaters again, 26 zones. Cross seal heaters, 4 total zones. And then the recipe screen. The recipe screen is password protected, so operators can call up an existing recipe, but they are not able to save recipes. Those have to be done by somebody logging in at a higher level of security. Maintenance screen, which on this particular machine does not have a great deal of information. And then, as Charlie stepped through, the different I/O screens. So in this image, you can see anywhere where there's a input on, you see green lights. Onboard outputs, nothing on currently. And then the safety I/O. So hopefully that answered that question.
Yes, it did. Mark, so next question is, what is the thickest product that can be pouched on a W-18?
That's a great question. And Winpak considers liquids to be very different than what people would typically consider a liquid. Our machines can do anything that we can actually pump. So we can go all the way from soy sauce lemon juice on the thin side, which a machine will be configured in one fashion, but then we go from there up on the high side to things as thick as cheese and peanut butter.
Mark, the next question here is, does Winpak offer financing?
Another great question, and because Winpak is uniquely positioned to be both a machinery and materials supplier, when those two things are coupled, we are able to get very flexible in how we can come to market with our machinery. When those two are coupled, we can finance the machine through a surcharge packaging material, which just gives you a way to finance it. But then we can also do different leases, depending on what best suits the operating parameters of our end user.
Mark, this machine is set up as a 12-up. What other configurations are available on this machine?
Good question. The W-18, the 18 in its model number means that the machine uses 18-inch wide film. So in this instance, it's 18 inches wide. It's divided by 12. So we get 1.5-inch wide pouches, but it's easily convertible to 6 pouches, which are 3 inches wide, or 4 pouches, which are 4.5 inches wide.
Can this machine print expiration dates on the pouch?
Yes, it can, and those vary depending on the regulatory requirements, but as small as the 12-up package, we can do either an embossed code or an inkjet, and on our larger pouches, we can also do thermal transfer.
Now, what is the turnaround time for service if it's needed on this machine?
Well, as far as the Winpak Lane division, all of our design, manufacturing, and engineering is done in Southern California. And as our service techs are also dispatched out of Southern California. So we can typically get to an emergency machine down situation within 24 to 48 hours. We always ask that people schedule ahead of time when doing preventive maintenance or other calls. And on the packaging materials side, those field service technicians are scattered about the country regionally. So in a lot of cases, we can get somebody to a site within a couple hours sometimes.
Mark, what are some of the upgrades to this machine, and how do they improve efficiency?
Again, great question. The machine recently has had a couple additions. We do an ultrasonic splice detector of the packaging material, one on the front and one on the rear roll, and it will detect any film splice that's been put on by the film manufacturer and allow that packaging material to run down near the fill zone. And at that point, we stop the machine and just a small amount of film can be taken out and get right back into production. Also, the fill tube height adjuster. For people who run multiple packages, multiple fill weights, package lengths, the fill tube height adjuster allows them to infinitely adjust within a 4-inch range the height of the fill nozzles, which makes dialing a machine in perfectly very easy to do and also speeds up changeover time.
Mark, can this machine pouch an item such as biofreeze or pain relief type of product?
Yes, we have multiple products in the marketplace currently that are either medical or pharma type products. So the machine will do those products would be considered liquids and in the range of the viscosities previously discussed, so easily packaged.
Do we have any other members of the audience that have any questions? If not, I think we're good here as far as questions, Mark.
Okay, great. Thank you, ladies. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody who has tuned in today. I know these are strange times for us, and we all were hoping to see one another in Chicago. But we have, I do want to also talk about our show for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be having 2 of our Winpak cup machines and a collating conveyor, so tune in tomorrow for that live stream event. And also be sure to get out to our website, www.winpak.com. And Charlie was so kind to package for me some sanitizer so I can safely go out in the world. So signing off, a safe and sanitized Mark Griffin from our new facility in Rialto, California. Thank you very much.